Testing, 1, 2, 3, test.
You want me here?
To Box Park in Wembley. It is the place to be. This is where the party is at today, and I'm not just talking about the glitter ball. Spencer Oliver is alongside me. It is a food hall. It is not a dance hall, but I am loving the glitter ball.
Do you know what though? Like, this is just it's purpose built for these sort of events. I know it's not, but it's just it's a real good vibe around here. We've got a good little crowd coming in as well.
I always say this every time we're here. It's brilliant for us to be here, but for the fighters who are trying to make weight surrounded by all this
That's
lovely
tough.
food, that's not an easy thing, is it?
That's tough. And the selection you've got is unbelievable. Trust me, I know this because I've been through most of them. Yeah.
Tried and tested.
So that is tough.
We do have a bumper card for you on Saturday night at Wembley Arena, topped by none other than Adam Azim take on Santos Reyes. It is the battle of the unbeatens, and Adam Azim, he is very much on a roll, isn't he?
Yeah, listen, I knew Adam Azim was good, and I think that I recognised that he's a future superstar in his last fight against Ryland Charlton back in November at the Ali Pali. It was a guy that you go in and you know that he's in with a tough competitor, a seasoned competitor. Ryland Charlton has pushed a lot of good fighters all the way. And the way that Adam Azim dealt with him was incredible. His shot selection was brilliant, you know. He controlled the space. His punch power was unbelievable. And I go, yeah, this kid is the future of British boxing. I really think he's that good.
That's the thing, because there is so much hype, isn't there, surrounding Adam Azim, coming from mainly, from us, really.
Yeah.
And so far, he's proving to be the real deal, isn't he? But has he really been tested yet?
Well, listen, like I say, Ryland Charlton was a good yardstick, because you go, Adam Azim then was having, his 7th fight then?
Yeah.
He was having his 7th fight then. You go, well, that's a big step up, Ryland Charlton, and that will give you a good yardstick on how good he is. And I think he delivered on the night. He won in 2 rounds, but it was the manner that he done it. The way that he done it, he went out there, he controlled the space of the ring, his shot selection was brilliant, speed of punch was unbelievable, and his punch power, everything, you go tick, 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 tick. The only thing we don't know about him is, can he take a shot? Is he good? Can he get down in the trenches? Can he bite on his gum shield? Can he weather a storm? We ain't going to find that out until he moves up much higher levels, because he is that good. You know, like I say, in comparisons, we've been around a long time and have seen a lot of good fighters. In comparisons, you go like Nazim Hamid comes to mind. You know, Amir Khan comes to mind. He's got the
Johnny
speed of Amir
Nelson's already
Khan.
made the comparisons to the likes of those kind of fighters with Adam Azim, which they're big names, you know. Adam Azim, he's still so young, isn't he?
Well, they're superstars, and that's what I'm saying. But that's where what we're liking this kid too. I go like, and I think he's that good. And I speak to Shane McGuigan on a regular basis, and Shane says to me, "Listen, Spence, off the record, I'm talking. This is the best kid I've ever trained." Now, look through Shane's resume and who he's trained. He's had some quality operators there, so he's not hyping him up. I think the hype is real. And I think that we've got an opportunity to watch this kid develop. And Santos Reyes, who is boxing on Saturday night, who comes with a 12-0 record, 1 no contest, 3 knockouts, South American, tough, holds his feet, throws loads of punches. Stylistically, is perfect for Adam Azim, because Adam Azim's going to be able to get off of his shots, and it's a good part of his development. You know, he's getting international experience.
Is he going to give Adam some rounds, do you think? Or are we going to be seeing pretty much more of the same?
Well, what we know from these South American fighters, their culture, they're tough. You know, that's the way that they are. They come over, he's unbeaten, so he's got a lot of ambition. So I'd like to say to you, yeah, we're going to get see some rounds here from Adam Azim, but, you know, we fought that against Ryland Shelton.
Every time I feel like we have this conversation,
absolutely.
You know, are we going to see some rounds? But potentially, I mean, Santos Reyes could be the fighter, though, to bring out the best in Adam Azim.
Absolutely. He could answer a few questions that we don't know about Adam. That's for sure. If you look at his credentials, and I've looked at him on YouTube, and he looks tough. He looks tough. He brings it, and, you know, and he can take a shot, and he'll come back at his opponent. So he should test Adam. But like I say, this is going to give us this is another great yardstick just to see how good Adam is, because on paper this should go maybe the distance, maybe into the later rounds, but he should give Adam a few problems, should test him, but let's just see.
How well do you think Adam is dealing with the pressure that seems to be sort of on his shoulders right now? I mean, he's even given it the big talk, isn't he? He'd like to be European champion this year. He's already said he wants to become the youngest British world champion that has ever been. I mean, he's putting a lot of pressure on himself as well.
I'm glad you asked me that question, because what it is with fighters that are great, they feed off pressure.
Right.
And Adam Azim is one of those fighters that he's putting that pressure on himself, because he feeds off that. And that brings out the best in his performances. And I think that, you know, I think he thrives off the pressure. Great fighters do that.
Okay, plenty of other fights on the bill to look forward to, one of which a little bit of a left field one, and I'm talking about Zach Chelli, Anthony Sims, but potentially could be a great fight.
I know, it's a great fight. Like, it's a great fight. You know, Anthony Sims has only got 1 loss on his record, and he was having trouble with his trainers and whatnot at that time, and it was a little bit controversial anyway. He lost a split decision. That is a great fight. Zach Chelli is a guy that just wants to step up to the plate all the time and keep testing himself, keep pushing himself. He's got an immense amount of confidence in himself, but Anthony Sims Jr. on paper,
big puncher.
That's a great fight. A great fight. That's a real
what do you think that was going to come down to?
I think it's going to come down to who wants it most. Who's going to be able to bite down on their gum shield. I think they're both going to have their moments. I think they both could be in trouble in this fight. And ultimately, it's going to be about the one who wants to kick on a little bit more, you know. It becomes a psychological battle in the end. It's about, you know, when you're in there, and this is how I see that fight. I think if you'd have asked me this 12 months ago...
I think that psychological battle's already started. I don't know if you saw them on Sky Sports News yesterday with Andy Scott.
Yeah,
and then the back and forth was very much there. When they were talking about Anthony Sims' 20 knockouts. And then Zach Chelli pipes up and says basically... You fool no one's really. So it's already started, isn't it? Which gives it that extra spice.
Zach Chelli is great at getting inside an opponent's head. Anthony Sims Jr. delivering. You know, he's over here. We saw him over here before, a couple of years ago. He's a great fighter. I mean, it's one of those ones, and like I say, if you asked me 12 months ago, I'll go, Anthony Sims Jr. will have too much for him. You know, I think this kid could be a future world champion. and they still might be the case. But Zach Chili keeps surprising us, you know, and he keeps he keeps pushing the boundaries. Do you think, no, surely not, he's not going to, but he keeps stepping up the mark, and he's only young, he's only still, 25 years of age, so still got a bright future ahead of him, but I love his confidence. That's going to be a great fight. That could be fight of the night, by the way.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. Of course, we haven't seen Anthony Sims over here. He's dropped the junior thing, apparently. He's now just Anthony Sims. We haven't seen him over here for a few years, so he's going to really, I guess the motivation for him is announcing himself on the stage over here, isn't it, again?
Absolutely. It's a big opportunity for him. Boxing's all about opportunity. Britain seems to be the mecca of boxing at the moment. All the Americans, we used to want to go over and fight over there. It used to be, we want to fight in New York, we want to fight in Vegas. Now they all want to fight here. This is where it's all happening. So, big opportunity for Sims, and he's going to want to take it.
It's the place to be. We've got a disco ball. What more do you want?
Absolutely. Come on, we've got the food halls. We've got everything.
All right, okay, let's get over to Big Mo to get this underway.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the live showdown for Boxer Fight Night this Saturday, February 11th, live from the OVO Arena here in Wembley. We would like to thank Box Park Wembley for being our site today. We would also like to thank our headline partner, Bet365, in association with our official partners, Everlast, Village Hotels, Wow Hydrate, and FCI Markets. We're going to be dividing this live showdown into a couple stages of our press conference to be hosted by Savage Dan. I'm going to turn the microphone over to him in a minute, but I'd like to introduce those fighters that are joining Savage Dan on stage right now and will be competing Saturday evening. First, from Slough, the undefeated Hassan, the Hitman, Azim. From Maida Vale, London, the undefeated Razor Ali. From Los Angeles, by way of Smithborough, Ireland, the undefeated Stephen the Hitman McKenna. From Luton, England, the undefeated Jordan the Wanderer Reynolds. And finally, the undefeated heavyweight from Tottenham, Jamie TKV. Savage Dan, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Big Mo. Hassan, I'm going to start with you. You had a very good 2022. Saturday night, you get the opportunity to use that fight as a springboard for a very good 2023.
No, that's right. 2022 has been the best year so far. Gaining a lot of experience, improving every fight, every camp. I just cannot wait for the whole year in 2023. Same again, but just improvements.
Saturday night, you're up against a durable opponent, a tough boy around the ring. He's got experience. What do you want to show? What qualities do you have to show in order to beat him and beat him well?
Improvements. In this camp, I've been training so hard and I've been improving my IQ level. And you're going to see good technical performance by me. And all my last fights, I've just been improving on that and fixing the errors. So you're going to keep seeing improvements. And you're going to see the big backhand come down the middle.
Obviously, you've been, working between camps. Anything specific you're looking to try and execute on Saturday night?
More of the pressure, staying in the middle, and just hurting my opponent with every shot. And if he does wobble, I need to take my time coming forward and not rush in.
You're obviously in camp with Caroline and your brother Adam. How are they looking, and what are you expecting from their fights?
Both of them looking super fast and sharp as well. And I expect both of them to stop their opponents because their sparring's been amazing, Caroline and Adam. So yeah.
Good luck on Saturday night. Next, I'm going to let's go to Stevie. Stevie, last time we saw you out was in Bournemouth, I believe. 12-0, 11 KOs, big power in both hands. Can we expect more of the same on Saturday night?
Yeah, definitely expect, nothing but destruction. Anytime I go into the ring, I go into hurt and do the business, and I don't mess around in there. If I see the opportunity to take my opponent out of there, I will. And I'll do it, with bad intent.
6'1", you're an absolute giant at the weight. Somebody would probably look at you and assume that you'd try and keep it long and rangy, but no, you want to get right in there, mid-range, close range, land big shots. Is that just the way you fight? You just want to trade level?
Yeah, well, I go into entertain. It's an entertaining business, and I have many different ways of fighting. I can fight on the back foot. I can fight, southpaw, universal style fighter. And when it comes to that stage where I need to use my boxing skills, I can. But when I'm hitting these guys, I can't take my power, so I'll take them out of them.
You've called out a few big names, or you've certainly said that a few of the big names are perhaps avoiding you. Do you still feel like they're avoiding you, and how much longer can they avoid you for?
Yeah, definitely. I've been calling out, all the top fighters. I've been looking for Conor Ben. Where is he? I'm here waiting for him any time. I'll fight him in the morning, but he doesn't want that because he knows what'll happen to him.
Good luck on Saturday night. Razor, I'm going to come to you next. You're 6-0. You come with a biggish reputation, but this is a big stage, and a big opportunity. What do you have to do to take it with both hands?
I'm grateful to be here. It was tough to be here, but we make it today, and it's going to be a good fight. I'm fighting this Mexican guy, so it's going to be a spicy one. We'll see how it goes.
For anyone that hasn't watched you fight before, what can they expect? What kind of style fighter are you? Are you aggressive, or do you like to mix it up in there?
Well, I'm a fighter, I got pressure on people. But the thing is, lately I improved so much with my skills and being able to show my skills and box, which makes me a full package. I can fight, I can box, so I got good footwork, good head movement, ready to roll.
And you've had to go through adversity in your life. In many ways, boxing is the easiest part of it. Tell us about that. Does that make it easier going into this fight, knowing that you're so tough, you've had to go through so much?
To be honest, I gotta say yes, because my life wasn't like just any easy life. Everybody had difficulty and stuff, but like my background makes me a tough man. And that's what you need in the ring. Being a survivor of a car crash, lost my family, come from my father being a heroin addicted and die, and I'm here. I didn't choose his way. I try to be the best of me and make my family proud. So I really look forward for that, man.
I'm sure I'd join everyone in wishing you all the best on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Let's go to Jamie, TKV. A good opponent, Harry Armstrong. Probably just what you need at this stage in your career. You've fought a couple of the same opponents and beat them. Is this the perfect opponent to measure where you're at right now?
Oh, most definitely. It is the best opponent. He's going to come game. He's going to come ready to win. He's not here to lose. He's here to win. And I need opponents like that. If I'm looking to get to the top, I need opponents like that right now. So this is where I measure what level I can get to. And I know what level I can get to.
You had a good fight last time at Ali Pali. You had to do your ring walk twice, but you came through it. Yeah. You got the victory. How active do you want to be this year?
As active as possible, as much fights as I can get throughout the year, to be honest. Yeah.
What happens when you get in that ring Saturday night?
Listen, I'm a fighting man, and I got into this sport because I love fighting. So I'm going to go into that fight, and fight is going to be a scrap. And I know I'm going to turn it into a scrap. It might be a technical scrap or whatever, but it's going to be a scrap. I'm there to fight. I'm a fighting man, and that's what it is.
One last one. I know your team are, wanting to push you quite fast.
Yeah.
How long, realistically, do you think before you start looking at domestic titles?
Within, I'll say 12 months. Within, in the range of now to 12 months. So we'll see from then. We'll see how things go,
Good luck on Saturday night, man.
Appreciate it.
Jordan, you can already hear the claps coming. Yeah, Jordan, a very popular boy. It's a big night of boxing, a big opportunity, Sky Sports. What do you make of it? What do you want to show the fans?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. About 320 Lutonians travelling down, especially Luton playing Coventry away. So got a bit of pressure. I've got to make my people proud. But it's great to finally be here on the big stage with Sky Sports Boxer, and looking to do a job come this Saturday.
You're a fighter that's got a bit of variety. You can come forward, you can box on the back foot, you're very tidy. What part of you do you enjoy the most? What part of boxing do you like the most?
Do you know what? When I get behind my jab and box, I actually enjoy it, but sometimes I lose myself and I have a bit of a war or whatnot. I've not had it too easy in my career because there's been a bit of setback. It's delayed my career a bit, but now I've got my fight in October out of the way. I'm ready for a clear run, ready to smash this year, and we can build.
What are your aspirations in boxing? You know, you've obviously you accomplished a lot as an amateur, but as a pro, what do you want to achieve?
Don't get me wrong, listen, I want to win all titles, you know, as necessary. I think that's every dream for a boxer, but I think my thing is going overseas to America or something like that, and you bring in 10 or 15,000 Brits across seas.
You can do 15,000?
Well, hopefully one day. Listen, we're doing numbers now with word of mouth, my own publicity, being my weird self, my own character. So I don't see why not. It's there to be done.
A very popular boy, considering, I think, Luton, you're Coventry away, right?
Yeah.
And everyone, 320 is still coming back.
For 320, you'll be hearing them come Saturday. So, yeah, give me 8 weeks' notice, a bit of promo, a bit of media, and we'll be doing numbers, mate.
Finally, just a prediction for your fight on Saturday night.
I'm going out for the stoppage, mate. I've got a box. But listen, I won't be letting them off the hook. I'm coming to do a proper job on them.
Good luck to all you boys. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably see you Friday as well. But good luck for Saturday night. Just go down there. I think you're going to have some photos taken.
Sweet, mate. Cheers.
Got some good news between me and you.
Yeah.
Last one.
Well, it is a bumper bill on Saturday night that we are very much looking forward to. Spencer Oliver is still with me, and Ben Shalom has joined the party. Ben, we've just seen a few of the fights there. Out of those, who are you looking forward to seeing the most?
It's Jamie TKV for me. He's almost a heavyweight that goes under the radar. He's with Ben Davison and Barry Smith, and they just believe that they tell me he's better than Fraser Clark, he's better than Fabio Wardley, he's better than those guys. And you know what? They really believe in their man. He's got a tough test on Saturday as well. He'll fight Nick Armstrong, who's also been unbeaten, who was going to fight for the English title. Until he got this offer to come onto Sky, to come onto Boxer, to try and cause an upset. That's a great fight. For me, it's one of the fights of the night, one I'm really looking forward to.
What does Jamie TKV, what does he do well in your eyes, Spencer?
Well, Harry, who is boxing, actually, is in my gym. He's trained by Don Charles. He's unbeaten in 6 fights as well. That's a good fight, you know. Yeah. A really good fight, because Harry sees this as opportunity. I'm staring at him. There he is. There. Yeah, he sees it's a big opportunity. So that is a great fight. That is a great fight. He's coming to win that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
Jamie's got a good amateur record as well.
Yes.
He moves well. He says he's having to go a tough route to get to the top, and he's fighting guys that are coming unbeaten, British guys that he can fight to try and prove himself. He's not a Fraser Clark with the Olympic pedigree and the medals and the this and that, but he's a heavyweight that wants to go right to the top.
But you know what it is? It's all about opportunity here. Like, so we was talking about this earlier, Anna, and you look through the card and the fights that you've got on the undercard, and there's some very competitive fights there.
Yeah.
You know,
and everyone wants to grab the limelight,
everyone wants to grab it.
Talking of which, let's get back to Savdan for some more fun.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce our first head-to-head of today's live showdown for our Boxer Fight Night, Saturday, February 11th, here at Wembley at the OVO Arena. This contest is scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds in the cruiserweight division. Introducing first, joining Savage Dan on stage. He comes to us from Watford, England, with a professional record of 7 victories versus 2 defeats, with 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Anis Taj. And his opponent on the other side of Savage Dan. He comes to us from Tottenham, England, with a perfect, undefeated professional record of 7 victories with no defeats, and 4 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Vidal Riley. Savage Dan.
Right, I feel like this is a fight that has got just the right amount of needle. Anis, I'll come to you first. You said that this fight has been offered to you before. on shorter notice, and you wanted to have a full camp in order to prepare for Vidal Riley, and you feel confident you could beat him with that full camp?
Of course I can. If I didn't think I could beat him, I wouldn't be here. They offered it to me on, I think it was 2.5, 3 weeks' notice. All good and well. If you're offering me a 3 weeks' notice, I'm all right. I'm not turning up here for money. That's the difference between me and a lot of other people. I'm not turning up here for the money. I want to come and beat this boy.
You've made a criticism that you think a lot of Vidal's opponents have come and just, they're very happy to lose. You don't come with that same mindset.
No way. It's not in my nature. I've got my motivation. My motivation isn't money. When your motivation is money, things can go wrong. My motivation is I want to be the best I can be. And on Saturday night, I've got to beat Vidal Riley to show that I am still that prospect, regardless of the 2 losses I've had. They've made me better. And I need to show what I know I can bring, what I've been bringing every other day. I'll show it on Saturday night.
Vidal, Anis certainly thinks he is your toughest opponent to date. Do you?
No, I said that in the face-to-face. I don't think he's my toughest opponent. He might
Bro,
be
my guy come with a week's notice. You said on that face-to-face, I've had the most notice.
Yeah, you have.
So does that not make me a tougher opponent because I've had time to study you? If everyone else is saying they're sparring people, you said Ross McGuigan said he's sparring people. Yeah, if you've got 2-3 weeks notice, how are you going to spar people in prep? I've known about this since November. I've been sparring people since then, ready for you. Wilberforce Chehepo turned up to you, boxed, lost, went a week later, not 2 weeks later, as I said in that head-to-head, a week later, boxed Dion Juma over 4 rounds. That guy's coming for money.
Okay, all right, I've heard you. I still don't think you're my toughest opponent. I know you're coming to win. I'm excited that you're coming to win. I love the fact you're coming to win. This is competition. This is what we want. This is what I train for. I don't put myself through what I put myself through in camp to fight someone who thinks they're going to lose. You're giving yourself the most notice. You had the most time. If I had 2 weeks notice to fight you, I'd fight you anyway. But I understand, as you said, you're giving yourself the best opportunity, as you should. But Saturday, the outcome remains the same.
Anis Taj wins.
That's the outcome. Anis has said he thinks he stops you inside 6, providing you don't stop him inside 1.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Does it motivate you? Does it fuel the fire anymore? Or is it just business as usual?
Business as usual. That prediction there, it could be up in the clouds to me. It don't make no difference. I can't see it. I can't envision it. I'm glad that he can see something.
But you've been asking people if I've got an issue with you, brother.
Who ever asked if you got issue?
I know some stuff. I've been hearing some things, bro.
Don't do halfway
I've been hearing some stuff.
You got a full snitch or don't say nothing at all. Don't go halfway.
I don't talk about stuff like that, but I know something. I know a few things, so I know I'm in your head, bro.
Is he? I got to ask.
Bro, Saturday, no matter whose head he's in or not head he's in, it ends up in the same place.
Anis Taj
and you won't
wins.
see, it's scheduled for 8. This is my first 8-rounder. I'm excited that I'm boosting. I'm now growing, but I don't think I'll do 8 on Saturday.
Of course you won't, because you get stopped within 6.
As he said.
Anis, you fancy yourself as the bigger puncher in this fight, right?
Yep.
Do you feel like if this does go the distance, you could win it on points, or is a stoppage?
Yep.
Yep. All right. Where's your advantages? And what does Vidal do wrong?
I'm not about to tell you. Why am I going to release what I know? It's still a few days away. He can go out of here, and he said this. Let me just see if this. I know exactly what it is. I know what I've been working on, and we know what we're going to come and do.
You can say what you're going to do. You can say what you're not going to do. My plan remains the same. It's not going to change based on what you say now. I ain't going to leave Box Park worried, thinking about what you said. I'm going to do the same thing that I plan to do, and my prediction is that you don't see round 4.
Yeah, because you'll be out of there.
You don't see round 4. I'll see
I'll see round 4. You'll be out of there,
We've seen it. People get dropped. I go to the turnbuckle. You see the Vidal on the shorts. Same thing happens Saturday.
Good luck.
I don't need it.
He said that he's not been impressed with your last performances. What have you seen of him, and have you been impressed or unimpressed?
I'm not impressed. I know he's tough. I know he's coming to win. I know he's motivated. I'm not overlooking him. I respect Anis Taj for the fighter that he is. And with the respect that I give him, I don't think he'll see round 4.
Any final words to one another? I feel like this is heating up pretty nicely.
I said enough, man. It's all action. It's action week. Saturday, we go.
Good luck. You'll need it.
As you insist on saying, I don't believe that.
Good luck to you both. All right, time for a head-to-head. Down there, I think. Down there?
Ladies and gentlemen, this cruiserweight contest is scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds, live from the OVO Arena this Saturday here in Wembley. Anis Taj, Vidal Riley, live on Sky Sports.
Well, I wasn't expecting that back and forth. Were you, Ben?
I was, because I know Anis. He was in our tournament.
Yeah.
Alciesta, who we work closely with, works very closely with Anis Taj. We know exactly the personality, but he fights how he talks. He is right at you. From as soon as the bell goes, he's going to be in Vidal's face and he's going to be throwing punches, and it's just what we want to see. It's just what we want to see for Vidal. He was so impressive in Manchester in November. He's going through the ranks really quickly. 8 rounds against Anis Taj. It's going to be a war, and I think Vidal will be looking to get him out of there.
It has been so far so good, isn't it, for Vidal Riley? He's got the momentum that he's needed. He's really getting that now, isn't he?
Absolutely. His career was a little bit start-stop and a little bit of inactivity. He had other things that he was focusing on outside of boxing. Now he seems to have got his head focused on boxing. He's an immense talent. He really is, Vidal Riley. He's a great talent, but Anis Taj, he's game, man. And,
Very game.
Do you know what? And I keep saying it, it's all about opportunity. And when they get these opportunities, Anis, we saw him in the boxing tournament, and he was unlucky. He lost a split decision to Rick Reeves, I think it was, that he lost. Training since November, he will take this opportunity. That's a great fight, that it really is. Stylistically, it's great.
I've got to get in this before we hand back to Savdan and Big Mo. Some other big cruiserweight news as well.
Yeah, cruiserweight division on fire. Lawrence Okoli, finally. It's been a long time.
You're dominating the cruiserweight division now, Ben.
I hope so. I think Lawrence, Richard, we saw unbelievable performance at Eubank Smith, and Vidal Riley, Mikhail Lowell coming through, Chris Billam-Smith in Bournemouth in December, but Lawrence Okoli does sit top of the pile at the moment, world champion, will defend against David Light on the 25th of March. David Light, who just won a very close fight against Brandon Glanson. It's a tough fight for Lawrence, but delighted to finally get moving.
I'm very much looking forward to that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Boxers seem to have cleaned up the cruiserweight division at the moment, don't they? I think Lawrence Okoli was the missing piece of the jigsaw, and now we can get some potential great fights made in the future, with the British cruiserweight division.
Well, very much looking forward to this fight. Let's get back to Savdan and Big Mo.
Thank you, Anna. Welcome back to the stage. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our next head-to-head for this Saturday's Fight Night live on Sky Sports from the OVO Arena here in Wembley. This contest is scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds, and it is for the English Middleweight Championship. Joining Savage Dan on stage first, the challenger from Harlow by way of Newquay, England. Please welcome the undefeated Brad, the Newquay Bomb, Pauls. And his opponent, the champion. Saturday evening, he comes to us with a professional record of 15 victories versus 2 losses with 3 draws. From Rowley, Regis, England, he is the reigning, defending English middleweight champion, Tyler Denny.
Right, I think this is going to be a slightly nicer head-to-head than the last one. Tyler, I'll come to you first. English title fights are always good, and you always seem to be in them. You've defended this belt a countless amount of times. In front of you is a man who's 16-0. He has a lot of momentum, but it feels like you are the one with the momentum going into this fight. Do you feel like you're in the prime of your life?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm getting better with age. Do you know what I mean? I'm 31 now, but I feel like each fight I get better and better. So I'm just buzzing for it, man. And, it's a good opponent in front of me. Showcase my skills again, big platform. I can't wait for it, man.
When you sit down and you look at tape of Brad, what do you see? What do you have to look out for? What does he do well?
I don't really look too much, to be fair. I watched his fight with Ryan Kelly just at the time I watched the fight with Ryan Kelly. Since the fight's been made, I've not re-watched it. I leave that to my coaches and stuff, man. But, you know, he's got good attributes, 16-0. He's a good fighter. I just think I'm a better one. So this is what we're going to find out. He obviously thinks he's better than me. We'll find out Saturday.
Brad, Tyler has a knack for successfully defending this English title. What do you have to do in order to beat him and not come up short like the rest?
I think just play to my strengths and stick to my game plan. Obviously, yeah, Tyler's established at this level. He's defended the English title like four times. But yeah, it's my time to step up, take my shot and show what I'm about. I respect Tyler, I respect the way he's done everything, but he's got something that I want in the English title, and we'll see on Saturday night.
Where do you see this fight being won and lost? What are your advantages going into this?
I think in some aspects, me and Tyler are quite similar. We can both dig deep when we have to. But like I said, play to my strengths. I don't want to give too much away, but I just think the styles will gel well for a good fight, and I think the winners will be the crowd.
I agree, to be fair. Tyler, do you feel like experience will be a telling factor in this fight? Do you feel like you've done it at this level more times and you've had to dig deep and you've got that battle, your battle ready?
Yeah, I think so. It could help, but everyone has to have their first one sometimes, so I can't think I've got more experience than him. He's going to die later on in the round, so I'm looking forward to it, man. And I think he's going to be fight of the night all over it. I mean, we both come to win, both hungry fighters, and it's massive, man. I can't wait for it. And he's an entertaining fighter. My last few fights have all been entertaining fights. It's got fireworks written all over it, man.
Brad, where do you rank Tyler in your list of opponents? Is he at the top?
Yeah, I've got to be honest, yeah, definitely. The toughest opponent yet. He's established, like I said. He's probably above it English level, where he's won it, defended it. But yeah, beating Tyler does so much for my career. It's a massive step up, and there's so much to gain from this fight. So, yeah, toughest opponent yet, but we'll see what I'm made of.
We know how much you want to get your hands on that British title. This is a huge step in that direction. What does that mean for you? Does that motivate you more going into this fight?
Massively. These are the sort of fights I want where there's just so much to gain. In one fight, you can have the English title and you've earned your shot at the British. And whoever wins this fight, 100% deserves a shot at the British title. So much to gain. Motivation's been super high, and I can't wait to show what I'm about.
It's been very respectful. I can tell you both have loads of respect for each other. But I've got to ask you, Tyler, what does Brad do wrong? Does he have any weaknesses that you see, that you can say, that doesn't give away the total game plan?
It just looks everything okay to me. Looks well. Do you know what I mean? It's not something I think, his footwork's bad or whatever. Like, but I just think I'm better. Do you know what I mean? It's not so much what he does wrong; it's what I do good. And I think I just do. I'm a better boxer than him, so that's what I'm looking to show, man.
Brad, Tyler's said, he doesn't study much tape of his opponents. Do you like to have a proper look, or do you leave that to your coaches?
Do you know what? Me and Tyler are quite similar, to be honest. I haven't really... I watched Tyler against Linus, because obviously I was there at your call, so Linus is my friend, but that holds no relevance. I watched Tyler's last fight against Brad. It was a good fight, a good performance. But yeah, it doesn't really matter, because I boxed completely different to how all these lads he's boxed, and it doesn't really correlate to me. I leave it to my coach. He tells me what I think I should be doing, and I listen to him. But yeah.
Any last words to each other?
No, it's a pretty boring press conference. I know.
Yeah, there's no beef here.
It will be a good fight.
See you Saturday. All the best.
Yeah, no, so man.
Good luck to both of you.
Cheers, mate.
I'm rocking a mirror, just ain't no Buddha. You hit in the stomach. All of his guts and intestines he threw up. Got rid of the gun. I had to re-up on a new one. Henny no Georgie, spin through the floor seat. I'm at the Barclays, then I got floor seats. Trees Baba, trying to get back out. I ain't trying to end up on Maury.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds for the English Middleweight Championship. Brad, the new bomb, Pauls versus Tyler Denny. Live on Sky Sports from the OVO Arena.
just 'cause they rap out. They ain't the same when it's strap out. If you ain't know, you should check on my background. If he ain't dead, it's been background. Met a little Trisha, she tryna get slapped out. Ended up
A lengthy face-off, but a little bit more respectful between these two.
Yep, I think they both know what they're going into, these two. You know, Brad Pauls is an undefeated fighter, so he's got a lot of ambition, sees this as a big opportunity, big platform, title on the line. And Tyler Denny...
Battle-hardened, isn't he? That's
battle-hardened. We've seen him time and time again, and he's tough, and he'll bring it, and we know what we get with him, you know. It's a good fight, a great fight. Another one, I keep saying this, everyone on the bill going, yeah, good fight.
But it genuinely
But
is.
It genuinely
It is
yeah.
one of those bills, isn't
Yeah.
it? That there is something for everyone on the bill.
It's one of those bills that we've all got an opinion and an idea on who we think will win. None of us really know. Like, you could go...
Isn't that
down
just
one
normal?
To be fair, it is, yeah. But sometimes you have a little bit of a firmer idea of who you think is going to win and who's not. You know, sometimes it's a bit easier to pick. But this one, genuinely, a lot of 50-50 fights on the card. Brad Pauls, this is his time now. He's stepping up. Although he's the one 16-0, 9 knockouts, he's never really boxed at this level. And like you say, Tyler Denny has done that before. He's been there, and he's been to those dark places in the ring. So he's got that experience.
So what's it going to come down to?
Well, it's going to be come down to see if Brad Pauls is prepared to go where Tyler Denny is, because we know that Tyler Denny will. He comes, he's awkward, he'll bring it, and he'll make life difficult for Brad Pauls. I think it's a coming-of-age fight for Pauls, it really is.
It's just another good fight, as is our next one right there, just making their way to this stage now. So, let's get back to Big Mo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce our co-main event this Saturday, February 11th on Sky Sports for Boxer Fight Night from the OVO Arena. 10 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. Introducing first, joining Savage Dan on stage. This man comes to us from Los Angeles, California, USA, with a professional record of 23 victories with 1 defeat, and 20 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He is known as the Magician. Here is Anthony Sims Jr. And his opponent opposite him on the stage. He comes to us from Fulham, England, with a professional record of 12 victories versus 1 defeat and 1 draw. And he is the reigning English super middleweight champion. Here is Zach Chili.
I think everybody will agree in saying this is a very good fight. A bit of a wild card fight. Nobody expected it, but it made a lot of sense as soon as it was made. Anthony, I'm going to come to you first. You called Zach a one-trick pony.
Yes.
What trick is that, and is it a decent enough trick?
It's a get-hit trick. That's what I call it. But no, he's a strong, up-and-coming forward fighter. But that's most of the fighters today. They really get at one thing. So that's why I call him a one-trick pony.
The opposite to a one-trick pony, I guess, is a magician. That is what Anthony calls himself. How good is Anthony? I know you didn't really know much about him when the fight was announced, but you had a look. What do you see when you look at him?
Yeah, he calls himself the magician, but to me it's illusion, and I'm going to break it down on Saturday. I didn't know much about him in the beginning, but then I did my research, and I see he's a good dancer. He likes to move about, decent jab. But I feel like most of his fights have been like sparring sessions, you know. I haven't seen nothing, no aggression, none of that, and that's what I'm going to bring on Saturday.
You've mentioned that a couple of times. You've said that, you know, the fights maybe could, you know, you could assume that he has a padded record. You don't think they're as tough in America as what they are here?
Nah. Well, of course, there's many boxers who get padded records. His one is definitely padded. I'd say there are 2 good opponents there, and he's both finished them by points. One of them he lost. But yeah, you know, if you want to build someone, you give him a padded record. Unlike me, though, I've never turned away from a fight. I've fought anyone. You bring me a guy, I say yes before I even know anything about them. So I'm here to fight anyone. As you can see from my record, my last 2 opponents were unbeaten.
I've looked at the people you fought. Nobody had more than 3 knockouts.
Because they've been fighting tough opponents.
Nobody had more than 3 knockouts. So, like I was saying,
there were nobodies.
I fought Devin Alexander, Morgan Fitch, fought some tough opponents.
You just named 2.
And you said what?
Just name 2 opponents.
Like I said, anybody knows boxing, you know that to the building phase when you start your professional career. You test the flavor, southpaw, pressure fighter, slick fighter. You get a fail, and then you start stepping it up. My loss is against somebody who's 27 victories and 23 knockouts. Angulo, and Ramir Angulo. Your defeat came to somebody who had maybe 10 fights with 3 knockouts at that. So you can't compare this right here, baby. And I'm trying to help you and school you because the boxing that I know, man, is beyond you. But it's okay because Saturday, you're going to find out.
I will find out and I will see your illusion.
You're going to find out.
Destroy it. You know, in Islam, magic is haram, so I'm going to put an end to it.
Many people have failed to the magician, and you'll be my next victim. Since I'm fighting nothing but bums, I'm going to add you right to my list of bums.
Do you think Zach lacks the variety required to beat you?
Yeah, I feel like his father wants to fight me more than he do. I've been around boxing a long time. That's all I can say. So I know energies, I know faces, I know cases. This is nothing new. Father-dad trio. Been there, done that.
Zach, you fight anybody, and you always give a good account of yourself, and you're always up close and personal. You want to land hard shots. Is it the same again against Anthony?
Most definitely. I think his style will be perfect for mine. Run away, run around, and I'll just catch him one nice one, put him down.
He talks all this power, but I don't see it.
You will on Saturday.
You hit Jermaine Brown on the chin, clean a few times.
He's got a head of stone, that's all I'm saying.
Jermaine went nowhere. But Jermaine hurt you. Jermaine got 3 knockouts. You almost went to sleep. Oh, he did.
I won that fight, mate. I don't think you were watching it properly.
But
Been hit too much.
Boxing is all about styles. Styles make fights. Boxer versus a brawler, boxer puncher versus yourself. I'm a professional, so I'm looking forward to it.
Does that give him an added dimension, the fact that he is a dancer, he is a bit of a boxer, but he does have knockouts on his record? Do you have to be a little bit more cautious pursuing him?
He's a dancer. He's in the wrong sport. He should stick to ballet or something like that. It'd be probably better. But yeah, he's gonna dance around, and I'll just catch him in a clean one. That's it.
I mean, boxing is about rhythm, and as you can see, he lacks rhythm completely.
Oh, you'll see the rhythm.
He has no rhythm, and it's just like it's this raw chicken talking to me in a suit right now, real crazy, and out the side of his neck. Not knowing the boxing I know, man, is beyond you and him. But it's okay, because Saturday I'm going to show you. You continue to say, my power and all this and that. You're going to find out, brother.
I like your accent.
Both of you are big punchers. Is this just as much about being able to take a good shot as it is being able to land one?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say we're big punchers. He just throws big punches. I wouldn't say he's a power puncher. He wants to be a power puncher. In his mind, he thinks he's a power puncher. If he was, then he would have more than 6 knockouts against people who had less than 4 knockouts.
I fight tough opponents. You fight nobodies, mate.
Tough opponents.
Take anyone.
Let me tell you something. English fighters, good boxing, educated, but American fighters, Latino fighters, Mexican fighters, you have so many flavors in the United States to master. Slick, inside, outside, southpaw. You don't have to deal with that here. So I'm not boxing. You have master boxers out here in the UK. Make great professionals.
Mate, you're very delusional. You're going to wake up on Saturday after the knockout and you're going to realize.
Here's the thing. You keep repeating to me what your father told you to say delusional. Come with something better than delusional,
I'm the one that says delusional.
Come to something.
Delusional.
I'm going to say this too. Next time y'all want an autograph, don't knock on my door. Meet me downstairs in the lobby.
That was a mistake.
How about you do that?
Okay?
That
was a mistake.
Next time,
I was told to go on the 4th floor and go left.
Next time,
I did not know that was your room.
You didn't know it was my room, but he said, "Hey, Anthony, come to the way." And I said, "Look, I'll give you my signature, my autograph."
I was told go on the 4th floor, go to the left, and that's the weighing room.
So you that punchy?
That was a mistake, mate. That was a mistake.
You went left instead of right.
Man.
So that means you're punchy.
Well, that's a coincidence. It must have been fake.
So that means you're just punchy. If you went left instead of right, you know left and right, right? This is left.
They told me to go left.
That's right.
Come out the elevator, go
You're
left,
a teacher,
4th floor.
You don't know left
Come
and
out
right?
the elevator, left floor.
That's a
I'm
problem,
not going to expose your room, actually, so I'm sorry about that.
That's a problem.
Yeah, you should have opened it. You should have opened it, mate. Losing it every time. No matter what happens, he's lost.
He lost the fight before he took it, and he don't even know it.
So I'll fight anyone, and you're a nobody, so I'll take it.
You'll fight anybody.
You're an anybody,
you didn't
so I'll
know
take
who
it.
I was before you fought me, but
I saw you, and I was more happy to fight you. More than happy to fight after I saw you. I was like, oh, this guy just buzzed.
So which one is it? You saw me?
Yeah.
On the Zoom call, you said that you haven't even looked at me. You didn't know who I was.
Let me explain.
On the explanation,
for your simple mind.
You said
basically,
that,
I knew nothing about you when they brought you in, and then after I'd done my research, after I accepted the fight.
But on Zoom, you said, Why? Wait, you know what? Why were you on a Zoom call? I was in Sky Sports. You should have been there too.
Because they care about me and they want me to train properly for this. They want you to
you have
travel
a problem
around and get
You have a
tired.
problem making weight, so you couldn't be at Sky Sports
I
with
weighed
me?
in 12 stone today.
I don't know what that is in pounds.
12 stone, 168 pounds. I was on weight today with my shirt on.
Good for you. You had them ugly ass socks on too?
I had my socks on too, my green ones.
Well, on paper, this was always going to gel, this fight.
Yeah.
In person, it's gelling very well, and I'm sure in the ring it's going to gel even better. Any last words to each other?
I'm a professional. I wish him the best of luck. You know, best man to win the fight. And let's give the UK fans what they want. They want big fights. You know, let's take it back to the 80s. Tommy Hearns versus Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran versus Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler versus Marco Geraldo. Let's go back to that type of boxing. But some of y'all don't know them names, do y'all?
Of course they do. Zach, any last words?
Last words, of course. I hope you brought travel insurance, as you'll be needing it on Saturday.
Traveling, I still don't get this, man.
Travel
You talking about my
insurance, when you
baggage?
get beat up, you're going to go to the NHS and they'll pay for it.
I hope
but
you
got
kept a
travel
receipt
insurance.
for that suit. Get your money back, please. For that
Lovely
shirt
suit.
too,
Hey,
brother.
my mother got me this suit.
Please,
I like the suit.
Hey, I don't talk about mother, so I'll let you have that.
Thank you very much.
My respect.
Good luck to both of you. And that was a good one.
And you can't enter my heart, so I send it to the street. She when I vibes with a kid like cartel. Goes in the pitch and I score these goals, I span United like our show. I don't know if she loves the kid or hates the kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-main event Saturday night from the OVO Arena here in Wembley. 10 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. The USA versus the UK. Anthony the Magician Sims Jr. versus the reigning English super middleweight champion Zach Chelli. Live on Sky Sports for Boxer Fight Night.
We haven't seen Anthony Sims over on these shores for a few years. We kind of missed him, haven't we, Spencer? I enjoyed that.
I missed him a lot. That was good. You know, he's a chip off the old block. Floyd Mayweather's cousin. You could see a little bit of Floyd in him there.
Yeah.
In selling those fights, the confidence was incredible, and you know he can fight as well. He can really fight. You know, I'm expecting something really good. I love the confidence of Zach Chelli. I love the way that he's always trying to push. He always wants to step up, but this is by far
he's very
his
much
biggest
that
step
kind of
up.
I'll
Really
fight
is.
anyone mentality, isn't he?
He has, and yeah, he's got himself a tough fight on Saturday night with Anthony Sims, because Sims for me is the real deal. He can fight. He's only got the one loss on his record.
I remember.
It's a bit of a left field fight, this
It is
one.
left field, but I remember when Matchroom signed Sims, and I was like, he is a star.
Absolutely.
He is a star because he can talk, he can walk. We know he can fight. And he's never really gone on and lived up to the expectation that he would go right to the top. He tells me he's serious this time. He tells me he's ready. He tells me he's more hungry than ever. He actually wanted to fight at middleweight, but he's gone up, so that could even things up. He's going to fight Zach Chelli at super middleweight. He wants to come
Middle's
down to
his
middle.
natural weight, though, isn't it? That's very comfortable.
But Zach, we know Zach's a big super middle. He's fought a light heavy as well. That could be a difference, because I know, as I say, Sims has been training for fights at middleweight. So, look, we'll see. I think it's going to be a really interesting fight. Obviously, Zach Chelli, he will take any. I could tell him we got Mike Tyson coming next week, and he would say yes. So
And how much of a pleasure is that for a promoter, having fighters that just want to fight anyone?
We live in such a political world now, you know, with fighters and the road they want to take, the path they want to take, who they want to fight. Zach Chelli will fight anyone, any place, any time, just wants an opportunity. You know, as soon as that fight was offered to him, you know, he took it with both hands. He said, yes, please. He said that he didn't even know who Anthony Sims was. Well, I go, mate, you need to do your research on this one, because actually he can fight. He watched the videotapes. He said, yes, please, I want to fight. You got to take your hat off to that, because I love it when we've got boxers. That's how boxing should be. The best fight the best. You know, it doesn't have to try and guide your way to a title shot before you decide to box these sort of people. These two are both very talented fighters, and it's good to see them putting it on the line without anything really on the line. It's you know, it's nice. It's
and
refreshing.
in terms of styles, they should blend really well.
Look, Chelli only knows one way. I think it's his biggest strength and his biggest weakness.
Yeah.
He is just 100 miles an hour. We've seen it, and so far it's been enough.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a test. I think we're going to have to see more from Zach Chelli than we've seen before. I think he's going to have to use his head a bit more. I don't think he can just go straight into an experienced guy like Sims. But it was Lerone Richards last time. Lerone pulled out.
Yeah.
It's Sims Jr. this time. and he takes it as well. I love it because Chelly will learn from this fight, win or lose. But in his head, he's 100% coming out on top.
Styles make fights, and like Sims is one of those guys who, if you look at his record, very heavy-handed. But doesn't fight like a guy that's heavy-handed. He boxes on the back foot. He's got incredible footwork. He's a counter-puncher. Styles have gelled beautifully for this one. Chelly will take the fight to him. He's got to be careful because if he walks onto one from Sims, it could be over. Sims is a very good boxer with great boxing IQ, and he's a great finisher.
Cannot wait for that one. Right, let's get back to Big Mo for the next one.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We continue our live showdown. I would like to welcome now on stage, joining us from Sky Sports, Mr. Andy Scott. And now introducing one of boxing's newest and rising superstars. She is accompanied today by one of the best trainers in boxing, her coach, Shane McQuiggan. She is the undefeated from London, England. Please welcome Sweet Caroline Dubois.
Shane McQuiggan, Caroline Dubois, join me on stage. Great to see you both. We are going to ask you to do a little bit of a workout after a brief chat, so don't be too overeager. Great to see you. How are you feeling on fight week? It's all roads lead towards Saturday night, and your first fight of 2023 after a very successful 2022.
I'm very excited. This is the first one of the year, and definitely going to be first of many, so I'm excited to go out and put on a show and just go to work and show what I've been working on in the gym.
Momentum is key for fighters. We hear that all the time. I mean, you probably couldn't have wished for a better 2022. 5 fights, 4 knockouts, and turning some heads along the way.
Definitely, I've set the ball rolling, and I've got building a bit of momentum behind me, and it's definitely going to be a start of something special, and I'm excited, very, very excited for Saturday.
Shane, how happy have you been with Caroline's transition? It is the same sport, but it's 2 different codes. Not every great amateur like Caroline makes a smooth transition to the pros, but she's made it look relatively easy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had a conversation with her the other day. I said that she's the most improved fighter in the gym, especially last year. So, going to look to make some statements this year. Unfortunately, we've had 2 opponents pulled out, had 2 great opponents lined up, so we got a replacement, but this is going to be an 8-rounder, first step up to 8 rounds, and then maybe have one more, go straight into 10s.
That is a statement in itself, though, Caroline, because that is a gym that is oozing with talent at the moment, and it's a cliche, isn't it? Iron sharpens iron, but you all seem to be pushing each other on. Chris Billum-Smith, Adam Azim, Hassan, Robbie Davies Jr., your brother, Daniel Dubois. I'm sure I'm missing someone out there, unless you're going to tell me off, but to be labelled the most improved in the gym, that is a real statement from your trainer.
It's something, isn't it? He rarely ever tells me this, but I'm excited. Obviously, I've got a lot of, not pressure, but, I've got eyes on me, so I want to go out and show out. And as you said, the gym's a buzzing gym. It's a busy gym. It's a packed gym with not just people, but talent. There's so much talent in the gym, and I'm one of them, and I'm thankful to be there. It's a good place for me. As you said, it's cliche, but it's true. Iron does sharpen iron in that gym, and when you're surrounded like people like Chris, who's going to be fighting for a world title, Daniel, who's got a world title, Ellie Scottney, who's going to be fighting for a world title.
Ellie Scottney, that's who we missed out. Of all the people to miss out, I know.
So it just makes you want to get there quicker. And obviously, there's a time for everything, and I'm not rushing nothing, but I'm aiming to get there quicker.
Let me ask you just about progression. It's the same question that I will inevitably end up asking you about Adam Azim. There is a time now where Caroline is breezing through opponents that are supposed to be durable, that are supposed to be giving her an education in the professional ring, supposed to be taking her the distance and extending her, and she's stopping previously unbeaten opponents in explosive fashion. Matching is not going to be easy. Eventually she is just going to trailblaze her way towards a world title sooner rather than later. Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, definitely. I think, at this stage we're doing all the learning in the gym. It's very hard for us to get female sparring partners. We're having to spar a lot of male fighters and male professionals as well coming over, and they get hit in the first round, and they do realise the assignment changes. It's like, oh, pull around, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh gosh, you can crack. So it's been very hard to get sparring, but that's just a testament to how well she's performing, how hard she punches. I genuinely believe she's probably the hardest lightweight out there. Hardest punching lightweight. She can really smack, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to shy away from this challenge for sure.
Well, it's a question for you, but I'm sure it'll make you laugh, Caroline. There is an endearing quality which sweet Caroline. I mean, you're so polite, lovely character outside the ring, and I say it from a safe distance, but once that first bell rings, it is a complete flick of the switch, and Caroline Dubois is not to be messed with. I mean, is she like that in the gym behind closed doors, or is this whole thing an act?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes she's a bit angry. I keep saying, is everything all right? Trying to take my head off as well as a sparring partner. So, but that's just the spiteful side, and that's what you need. You need belief in yourself. You need some spite, and she's got that spite for sure.
Just finally on your opponent, Caroline, Farouche Mashara, we are familiar with her. She's been over here before. She did go the distance with Nina Bradley in a Commonwealth title fight. That's good pedigree. And Tasha Jonas over 6 rounds, very good pedigree. Is it all about making statements, or is it just about the win? Is the performance just as important?
It's about making statements.
And just finally, it's a question for after Saturday night, so I will ask it then, but if you're mapping out 2023, is this the year over the next 12 months now that you feel that you could get into world title contention, that you could win a world title this calendar year?
It's a big ask for sure, But I've always said if you're aiming for the, if you aim for the sky, you're going to hit the stars. So you got to aim, you got to set your sights very, very high. And if your dreams are not scaring you, then they're not big enough. So I hopefully, definitely want to be seeing myself fighting for a world title by the end of this year. And if not, be in major contention to be fighting for next year.
Aim high and dare to be great. I think you're going to do a little bit of a workout for us now. Nothing too strenuous, but the floor is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, Caroline Dubois.
Turn red, yeah, and try sweet, sweet vibe. So please don't you kill my heart, kill my heart.
I got a joint, you got a lighter, let's roll one. And we ain't smoking no half, we want the whole one. You ain't always gotta pay, I'll let you hold one. Some people say you shouldn't cough, but that's no fun. Hit it, it tastes terrific. KK is that specific. Don't take too many puffs off the tree if you ain't pitching. Some people get into the game just to get them richer. I really love trees, so roll the next.
Roll up, no seeds and sativa gets me so lit. Then I inhale and exhale, try to let go of my sheet. So I just want to relax, roll up a spliff and send it straight to my head, yeah. Smoke me marijuana until my eyes turn red, yeah. And try to catch a vibe.
Caroline Dubois, it's been sort of the dream start, really, to her professional career, isn't it? She's looking to go 6-0 on Saturday night, but hasn't really put her foot wrong yet.
No, she's a little bit like Adam Azim, she's everyone that's been put in front of her. She's taken care of, and she's a standout at the moment. Women's boxing's evolving so fast, and there's so many girls that are doing so well at the moment. And Caroline Dubois is right up there with all of them. She was a quarter-finalist in the Olympics, unlucky not to medal. She turned professional, and she has gone out in a blaze of glory. She really has. She's looked sensational.
And I think from what we've just seen there, when Caroline steps onto the stage, she's just got that lovely smile on her face, and then the gloves go on, and it's just a completely different story, isn't it?
It's weird, isn't it? It's very strange. Like, wouldn't melt when you speak to her. She's very polite and she's lovely and well-mannered. She puts those gloves on, and very heavy-handed. Boxing IQ is brilliant. Big right hand, and that left hook as well, as we saw with her last opponent, was phenomenal. So, and you can see her really winding that up there as well. Yeah, she's an exceptional talent. She really is.
Her last opponent, Sofia Rodriguez, disposed of her in just 60 seconds. It was kind of a blink and you missed it, but it was a real standout performance from her.
And that was an opponent that was brought over to give Caroline some rounds. That tells you where she's at. She opponent over here before. She's very tough, very durable, but Caroline went out there, stamped her authority early and dominating, like you say, was over in 60 seconds. That was a punishing performance, it really was.
It was a really clinical finish as well.
It was. You know, if Caroline Dubois doesn't win a world title, I'll be shocked. That's how good I think she is. You know, she's a real standout. She's exceptional. We've seen, like I say, women's boxing at the moment is evolving so much, and we're seeing so much talent.
Well, it's evolving, Spencer, and it is flying.
Absolutely, yeah. And, you know, Caroline Dubois, for me, is one of those leading lights. I think she's one of the better girls out there. I really do. I think she's got everything.
We speak about young stars because you mentioned there about Adam Azim as well, and of course she's in the same gym as Adam Azim and Hassan as well, the likes of Chris Billham-Smith, and of course her brother Daniel as well. And that we often say, don't we, success breeds success. And having that around you, just how much does that help fighters in particular as well, young fighters as well coming
Well, look,
through?
I know through, like, I've sort of been quite close with Caroline. She's been working with boxing now for a while, and I've been quite close to her. I've been to see her a couple of times. I know how much she wants it, how much she wants to succeed, you know, and how much she wants to emulate what her brother's done. You know, and she wants to become a world champion and recognised in her own rights. I think, you know, the Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields moment was a big moment for women's boxing, for women's sport, you know, filling the O2. No one would have expected that. And I remember speaking to Caroline about that and about being a part of it and everything, and she was saying, listen, I want to be up there. I want to be one of those. You can see that little twinkle in her eye. She wants to be recognised in her own rights. And I think that's, with her working in that gym with so much talent around, is bringing her on in leaps and bounds.
Absolutely, and I think there's a lot of pressure, as is with Adam, on her shoulders, but again, she seems to be dealing with it really well. I think there were a few nerves there, weren't there, in the early days of her turning over, but I think now she gets more nervous watching her brother Daniel. It's just actually herself stepping in the ring.
Absolutely, I think that it was the unknown when she turned over, because she had a great amateur career, and like I say, she was unlucky not to medal in the Olympics. She turned over, but it's going into that unknown, so the nerves are obviously going to be there. Once she had a couple of fights under her belt, she's now, you know, feeding. She gets a lot of energy from the crowd. She feeds off the atmosphere, the moment, the big crowd. You know, the bigger the show, the better for her. Like I say, she wants to be fast-tracked.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what she's talking about.
I think one of the things she spoke about at the end of last year, in her final fight at the end of the year, was the biggest thing that she'd learned, basically, in the first years being a pro, was this.
Yeah.
It's the fight week. It's embracing that. It's learning how to deal with that. And then kind of, she was like, okay, I've got that down. Now I'm all right now.
Well, that will develop you as a fighter, you know, getting used to that big stage. You know, we're talking about, you know, getting in international opponents and fighting the unknowns, and you fight the slick boxers and you fight the punchers and the ones that come forward, ones that go backwards, boxing in big arenas from small halls. She's getting all of that development, and so every fight that's coming around, she's going, yes, please, or more. I want to go on a bigger stage. I want to be topping these bills. You know, she's a very infectious person, Caroline Dubois, as well. As you know, she's such a lovely young lady. She really is. But when she gets in that ring, the mist comes over and she does her job. Yeah, it's,
I'm very much looking forward to seeing how she gets on against Mashawi on Saturday night. Right, I think it is time for our main event now. Let's hand you back to Big Mo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce the one who is headlining our card this Saturday from the OVO Arena here in Wembley. He is the main eventer. He is the new superstar of boxing. He comes to us. Victories, no defeats, 6 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning WBC Youth Intercontinental Super Lightweight Champion, and now main eventing on Sky Sports to around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Adam the Assassin Azim.
Adam, following in the footsteps of greatness has always been your destiny. With your own unique style that the world has never seen. The road ahead is bright. A wise man once said, precision beats power, timing beats speed. A champion has all of these. This is what you were born to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining Andy Scott on stage, once again, Adam, the Assassin, Azim.
Adam, great to see you. I mean, first off, your reaction to that promo, courtesy of Boxer and the team down there, it sets the scene pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's probably one of the best promos I've ever seen, so big up Boxer for making that video, and yeah, thank you so much for that.
I think it shows the impact that you're having, though. You're starting to really make a name for yourself, and people are on this journey. I mean, confidence just must be flying through you at the moment.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I've been in the stage now where, you know, I'm going to fights, I'm not even nervous. You know, the pressure doesn't get to me because I've been training really hard, and I'm very focused and I'm very determined, you know, to put on a great performance.
And how have you found that sort of being thrown into the limelight? You're headlining shows now, it's 7-0, but feels like this journey has been going for quite a while already. We're all on the bandwagon, and you've been impressing, you've been doing your bit. I just wonder how you feel in yourself now. Do you feel that you're growing into this headliner role?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm definitely growing into it. I'm ready, you know, for the fights. I'm ready. I train really hard, and you know, it's getting easier every time. You know, I'm going to these events, doing the weigh-in, and all this, and I'm getting used to it now. So, which is great.
Just rewind to Alexandra Palace and that stunning knockout win over Ryland Charlton. Yeah. Ryland is no mug. He's a very good fighter, and he was brought in to extend you, to give you a test.
Yeah, definitely, because I was prepared for that fight, full 10 rounds, and you know, with me, I don't expect the knockout to come. We don't even predict what round it is. If the knockout comes, it comes. It's, you know, all praise, you know, to the one, the God that he gets me, you know, the knockout. So.
At the same time, though, you're vicious, you're spiteful, and those shots, they look like knockout shots, and they are knockout shots. Yeah. You must start believing in your own power as well. All the whispers that come out the gym is sparring is getting harder to find, because you fight like you spar, and you spar like you fight, without, you know, crossing my lines too much.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very heavy-handed in both hands, but you know what comes with heavy hands is I've got speed as well. So if I've got the combination together, then I can put off, you know, devastating knockouts. I can, you know, put on a great performance. But a lot of people haven't seen my IQ yet, which, you know, they haven't seen. So
at the same time, there will be a fight. There will be a case where you will be extended, and this may well be Santos Reyes this weekend. Yeah. If you have to go rounds and you have to go the distance, you're prepared for that as well?
I'm prepared for any rounds. If it's like I've been doing numerous rounds in the gym. I'm sparring with 3 different people. I'm not even getting tired. So, you know, I'm ready for any rounds.
Any frustration at all that you're not showing us things that you're working on behind closed doors? I mean, it's not that much of a problem, is it? You're knocking people out, but there is obviously more to your game aside from spectacular one-punch knockouts. I can't quite believe I'm saying that, but there obviously is more to come. If you have to box, you can box.
Yeah, definitely. You know, a lot of people haven't seen the best of me yet, which is not surprising yet, because, you know, once I get in a ring with anyone who can take me around, then you guys will see, you know, what fighter I am.
In your promoter Shane McGuigan, in your manager Shane McGuigan, and your promoter Ben Shalom, they're not afraid to match you harder, and they know that tougher fights are coming. I mean, I've got that stat there. In 2022, you had 5 fights, but that was only 8 rounds. Is there part of you that feels you're that confident that you might not get that test until you get into genuine world class? Maybe it's not for you to say, but deep down,
it's not for me to say, but I'll let the other people and the public say that. But you know, I'm ready whenever. So I'm working towards, you know, the world class level, and I've got the world class trainer Shane Wigan, and you know, we're ready whenever.
Santos Reyes is here. He's here to win from Managua, Nicaragua. He's undefeated, 12-0. What do you know about him? There is a degree of mystery about him because there isn't that much to go on.
He's 12-0, so he's no joke. He's a very durable opponent. I've seen him. He's a good fighter, and yeah, it's going to be a good one. So I'm prepared.
At the same time, if you put everything together that you have done behind closed doors, do you feel confident enough to predict that it could be another early night?
See, I never predict it, but if the shot comes, it comes. So I'm ready.
I saw those quotes this week as well. It's no secret that the European title is one that's on the horizon. Sometimes promoters get criticised for fast-tracking fights too much. In this case, do you feel that the European title is there on the horizon and it could come sooner rather than later?
Do you know, I want to fight for it, but, if I have the right time and the right, mindset to fight for it, then why not? But it'd be great, by the end of the year to have a belt like that.
You had that following anyway in Berkshire and particularly the Slough area, but it just seems at the moment, big up Slough, it just feels at the moment that the people are behind you, the community is behind you. There's that weight of popularity, you are creating a name for yourself. How does that feel? Even the reaction here today, Alexandra Palace was a terrific atmosphere. Every fight that you've had, you've taken fans there and you're winning new fans over as well.
Yeah, it's great. Everything comes with it. When you perform good, when you train hard, everything comes with that. So, I'm very extremely happy that a lot of people are continuing the journey with me, and it's going to get even more better.
We wish you all the best on Saturday night. We can't wait for it. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Azim against Santos Reyes.
Mercedes with a dig dash. Came a long way from a ridgeback. Pretty little thing, fashion over fit, but the air feels dirty, so I can't dig that. It's funny how it's meetings now. I'm a lidge man, but past 10 I said man go wig that. G63 with a red gut, skid that. Gotta go my girl's crib, I can't miss that. Head too dangerous. They gotta pay us, wild and dangerous. Rap by the Yola, it got me famous. 12 inch, we can do ranges. Trap just pulled up 3 or 4 ranges. Big move, 242 Rexes, I whip 2. I can tell you how fast them. For the hot, push your Smith Creek, now I'm in move.
The thing about Adam Azim is he genuinely does seem to be growing every fight, doesn't he? And not just in the ring, but out of the ring as well. You're seeing his confidence grow.
Absolutely. He's a kid that believes in himself. He knows his own abilities. He knows what he's doing in the gym. He knows the sparring and the people that he's competing with in the ring. And, he's only 20 years of age. He's talk of him boxing for European titles.
He's the one putting that out there, isn't he?
Because of his self-belief. And I think he really is that good. It's like I said before, Ryland Charlton was a great yardstick to tell us where he was at in his development. And the manner that he won that contest, you go, it's going to be harder to hold this kid back than let him go. Sometimes if you're good enough, you're old enough. And in Adam Azim's case, like Amir Khan, like Nazim Hamid, they all done it when they were really young because they had that unbelievable ability. And I put him in that category, I really do. I think that 22 years of age, he's talking about wanting to win a world title. He's a realistic number, I really do.
Yeah, I think people talk about his age. He's 20 years old, but he looks at the Javonta Davises, he looks at the Ryan Garcias, even the Devin Haney's, and for him, he gets frustrated that he's not being talked about with those names. That's what he wants in the next 12 months. He wants to be a phenomenon. He wants to break records. So for him, time is of the essence. He wants to break records. So he's 20 years old. We're going to be looking, hopefully, to challenge for world titles, when he's 21. And that, the youngest world champion in Britain, that's what he's aiming for right now.
In terms of Reyes, he faces an unbeaten opponent. What will he give Adam Azim? Realistically, do you think he will be for him?
It will certainly be his biggest test today. Santos Reyes is no joke. He's a WBA Latin champion. He's defended that belt as well. He's 12 fights in. He's unbeaten. Good amateur. This is a test. This is a test, and this is also it's an unknown test for Adam. We've got some footage, we've seen some fights. We know this guy can fight, but when you offer in the top 10 in Britain ludicrous sums, almost better purses than they've ever had, you have to go further afield. And Santos Reyes is coming to win, and that's what we need. We need someone that's fearless. We need someone that's coming here to spoil the party, that wants to get in that ring and make a name for himself. And Santos Reyes is here to do that.
Because it's all very well, isn't it, blowing your opponents away, but you want to learn, don't you? You want to be tested, and I guess you want to see where you're at.
Absolutely. I thought that's what we was going to get last November. Alexandra Palace, a big stage there, big, first time that he was topping a bill in a big venue. was a great opportunity, but we thought we was going to get Anna 6, 7 rounds,
Yeah.
8 rounds, or maybe even a points decision from that. The manner that he went out there and done that, I said to Ben after, I went, he's going to struggle finding opponents for this kid, you really are. Santos Reyes comes with an incredible record, 12-0, 1 no contest, 3 KOs. I've seen him, he's flat-footed, typical South American, likes a fight, he's tough, can take a good shot. And it's going to be another great test on the international stage just to see where Adam Azim is. I mean, if he wins this fight and wins it early, it's going to be making a real statement. Let me just say that, because Reyes has come here with ambition. He believes he's going to win, and he sees it as an opportunity. He comes from a tough background where he goes, this is what I've been fighting for. This is the opportunity.
He's here to upset the party.
Absolutely. He's not come to make the numbers up.
He has to move quickly as well, Spencer. His rankings need to be good enough so he can fight for that European in September. One more fight before then, and then it's European title time. So there's no choice here. You know, he's got to move through the ranks, and he's got to face opponents that are levels above the previous one. Santos Reyes is levels above Ryland Charlton.
And it's your job, Ben, to find those fights. Just put into context how hard that is, how much of a headache it is, because at the moment he is kind of high risk, low reward, right?
It's difficult, as you said, it's high risk, low reward. When you're coming in, Adam is 7-0. So what fighter in Britain that knows how good he is wants to come and get knocked out in the first few rounds? That's not good for their career.
No.
And so you really do, it's almost it's a gift, but it's a curse, because the hardest thing in the world is getting him an opponent, and when he's got those world title ambitions, luckily we can go
getting him an opponent that's going to test him.
And you know, Reyes is the type of opponent as well. He would have heard the noise about Adam Azim. You know, being British Boxing Board of Control's Fighter of the Year, Young Fighter of the Year. He would have heard the noise around this kid. So he's going to see this as his world title fight, his opportunity to get himself onto another platform, onto another level, and earn some serious money. And from where he comes from, trust me, this is a huge opportunity.
It's a lottery ticket, really.
You just look at him now, and he's just so slick, isn't he?
Do you know what?
Speed, power, everything.
Yeah, I was doing the same. I'm trying to take myself back to when I was boxing in, and I go, I'm sure I wasn't delivering shots with that speed. I'm sure I wasn't delivering shots with that power. Yeah, there's something like, there's an extra sound about the shot that he hits the pads with, as opposed to another person. Like that's what I say, when you know there's something special about him, there's an extra zing about the shot, an extra snap about it. You just look and go, that's a little bit special.
If anyone's watching at home and they have missed the hype around Adam Azim, firstly, where have you been? Have you been under a rock? Because there's been so much about him. How would you sell him? What does he do well?
I think he makes, the biggest compliment I can give him is he makes boxing fans, non-boxing fans, boxing fans.
He's exciting to watch, isn't he?
Everything that you want to see. He's explosive, he's fast, he's quick, he's got the temperament of a world champion already. Shane McGuigan's telling me, you know, he could box Josh Taylor in 6 months, he could box Jack Capsule in 6 months. He's at that level, and it's just about making sure we can guide him. But if anyone is unsure about boxing, come and watch Adam Azim.
When I went down to the gym, actually, well, you were there as well a couple of months ago, in fact, and we were just chatting to Shane, and we were just talking about how immersed Adam is in the world of boxing. His whole life is boxing. He lives and breathes it. And perhaps that could be a slight downfall for him going forward, because it is all-consuming for him. There is nothing else outside of boxing.
That's all he wants. You know, it's his dream. And you find that with a lot of young kids that come through and they find they've got a talent, and they live and breathe it. And, you know, Adam Azim is a product of that. And do you know what I love about Adam is, if you look at him and he ticks all the boxes, you go, he's got the speed, he's got the power, he's got this little bit of cockiness around him. But when you speak to him as a person, is a totally different character, and you try and put that. You were talking about it with Caroline Dubois earlier, about saying how sweet she is outside of the ring and how ferocious she is inside of the ring. Like, this kid has got that as well. You look at him and he's got everything. With, you know, he ticks all the boxes, but what a nice guy.
As if by magic, Adam Azim, we were just talking about you, of course we were. Spencer was just saying, inside the ring, you're the demon, but outside, such a lovely guy. How hard is it to sort of stay grounded with all the noise around you?
Do you know what? I'm getting used to it now. So
has it taken a bit of getting used to for you?
Yeah, exactly. So even my last fight, you know, this time I was main event, so everything was new to me. So, but you know, I'm getting used to it. I'm happy. Everything's going at the moment, so which is great.
We saw a great performance from you from Ryland Charlton last time. What did you learn from that fight?
What I learned in that fight is that, you know, Ryland's a tough opponent and very strong. And, you know, I planted the shots that I wanted, and I got the devastating knockout that I wanted. So, but, you know, I didn't know he would go that early. I thought it would be like 4 or 5 rounds, but
so did we.
Yeah, no one expected that. So yeah, but you know, I got the great performance I wanted.
In terms of Saturday night, sorry Ben, what are you looking to give us on Saturday night? Is it more of the same, or do you personally want to get some rounds under your belt? What is it?
See, I'm prepared for any rounds. I can go 10 rounds, you know, I could go 12 rounds. I'm doing 10 rounds in the gym with 3 different people. And the thing is, I want to do the same statement, you know, for this fight as well, because he's 12-0, he's no joke, and he's coming here to win. But, you know, I'm prepared, so.
The truth is, you're looking to be explosive. You want to go in there and you want to get rid of him. No, you don't get paid for overtime. Go in there, statement, you know, first round, second round, brilliant, and people go, wow. Because we're expecting this guy to give you rounds. That's what we're expecting.
Yeah.
You know,
so we were Ryland as well, though, weren't we?
We were Ryland.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just, you know, it's all about living up to the hype. And the hype for you at the moment, I mean, I know the hype's real. Yeah. But the hype at the moment and the buzz around you at the moment, it's all about delivery.
It's going great. See, with me, I never predict a round. If the shot comes, it comes. And, you know, it's the shots that you expect. And, you know, when I hit Ryland, the shots I don't expect. So, and even the other previous fights I had, I want to hit shots that no one see, you know.
But you don't start fights like you want to put rounds in the bank, that's for sure. You start fights and you got venom in the jab,
want to get it done.
Venom in the right hand, it's like...
See, I like to, you know, start off with the jab, you know, with this. My favourite shot is the jab. It's a solid jab that I just stick down the middle. And, you know, everything comes with it, you know, once you start setting up the jab, everything comes smoothly, so...
Look, I think the exciting thing is with Adam is
he's like what, excited. I can see
what
it in his
Spencer
face.
said. The hype. I've known Adam a while now, but the hype is real, and that's what's so exciting is we know the levels that this man can go to. Obviously, on Saturday night, every time the pressure's on with Adam, but it just is an example to all young fighters. He might be the most talented fighter we have. He might have everything behind him, the promoter, the broadcaster, but there is no fighter I have that works harder than Adam Azim. And that just shows, and that's why we have so much confidence. He leaves no stone unturned. He's fixed and obsessed with going right to the very top.
I think I've asked you this before, but what do you do to switch off from boxing? Anything?
I try switching off, but I can't. You know, I'm watching boxing 24/7. We're watching it on the way, everywhere. Even when I'm going to sleep, waking up, there's always boxing. Straight away, I wake up. I've got Beats headphone, and I'll put that on and then watch my boxing straight away. That's the first thing I watch.
So you must do something though. What do you do like to chill out? You know, it's like you don't just go right. I'm going to watch a fight to chill out. Surely, I mean, there must be a little saying. Do you go like bowling or do you like a game of snooker? I'm trying to get.
I go cinema. I go cinema, chill out with the mates, go eating, but that's all I really do. Right. I don't do the other stuff, you know, like, you know, going everywhere else and that.
But Spencer, you know, you have to be obsessed. I mean, to get to the very, very, very top, which is what this man wants to do things that people have never done before. Sure. It's an obsession that no one really has.
When you look through the history of the sport of boxers and the greats, and you look at their backgrounds, where they've come from. Let's use Roy Jones as an example. Like, this guy, like, didn't just live, he took it the extra mile, he pushed it, he went through the boundaries, similar to what you're doing. You know, like you say, you wake up with your headphones on.
I think we're all just a bit relieved, though, that you go to the cinema. Yay!
What'd you watch? Give us a film.
Whatever films.
I bet you're going to give us, I bet you like a chick flick, don't you?
Do you know, I like action, entertaining, you know. I like more action where there's a lot of fighting in it, you know, combat sports.
I knew you was going to go there. Yeah,
it's still in there, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway,
Brilliant.
Best of luck for Saturday. We'll see you on Friday, I'm sure, at the weigh. And that's it from us here at Box Park, isn't it? Ben, pleasure. Spencer, pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching as well. Make sure you join us on Friday for the weigh-in and the final face-off. That'll be from 1 o'clock here at Box Park. See you then.
Great stuff.